So just because you're making a movie with zero money doesn't mean you have to make a bad looking film. There's a lot of ways of cheating quality.
One of those things, again, is writing around your locations. The biggest thing that you can do to add value to your film is every element of your film, give it the concentration and love it deserves. Just because of the fact that you're making a low budget film doesn't mean you have to make a shitty looking film. You can make something with a low budget aesthetic that still looks cool. Having a good cinematographer really adds a lot of value. Also, your script. Have a good script that mixes genres, that has different elements, that is full, that gives you a 4-course meal cinematically.
If you want to make your movie look like money, you have to care about lighting. Lighting is going to make your film look cinematic, and that's what's going to separate you from everybody else. And Naz and I, we're not DPs, we're not cinematographers. We don't really know that well. But luckily we had a really great DP
named Lucas Patasi, and Lucas Patasi was really good at getting us a film image that had a cinematic edge. You need a DP that is able to put together images with a cinematic edge if you want to make a movie. Lucas had that. The other thing is you need a DP that can work with the gear that he has.
I don't think he even had more than like 5 different lights.
No, he had what he had and he worked with what he had, and he had honor with it.
Yeah, and one little tip too for all of you is use practicals, use a lot of practicals. Yeah. It's a great way to light your set and add production design and production value to the film. Use lamps, use anything that you have, still light bulbs, China balls, all of that.
Yeah, and stay current or know people that are current on the current lighting setups and lighting technologies and stuff, because you want to be up to date, and a lot of these things are very affordable and cool for your set.
Another thing you can do to add production value to your film is bring on a production designer, or just add production design to your film. A lot of film students will forget about production designers, and it's a very valuable position for the film. It brings life to your film, it brings character, and it avoids blank white walls, which is really, really ugly and amateur. And there's so many ways that are free or very cheap to add production design to your film. We would look for free items. A lot of these thrift shops and bookstores and things like that are often giving away things that they just want to get rid of. That's a great way to just get background production design, just to add something, putting it on a shelf or adding it in the background of a scene. You always come up on really, really cool items that just add something extra to your film, where we would be printing out posters, and that's pretty much free, excluding the ink. Yeah. But posters are a great way of adding production design to your walls.
If you are holding out for some crazy magical item, like for instance a couch, like what we needed with Gore Garage. I was driving past a old folks home, retirement home, and I saw a couch just thrown out on the corner of the street. I grabbed that couch by myself, shoved it into the car. It was the most disgusting couch we have ever seen, and it helped us. So be on the lookout for things, and also things that are already production designed. Avoid white walls, please.
And another thing you can do, our production designers would ask on the internet, they actually printed out a list of items that they needed for Gore Garage. Right. And they put it on their Instagram stories online. And they asked, does anybody have a fish tank? Does anybody have this? And they would just borrow things. And people like to be a part of filmmaking if they're not a part of that world. And you'd be surprised what kind of favors you can get. Another way to make your film look bigger than it is getting multiple locations. Avoiding shooting in just one place. If you're creative enough, you can find a lot of free spots or just work with what you already have. Like for Debbie and the Devil, we used what we had. We used the space that we had, and using production design, we disguised it to be something different. And then we also shot every inch of your home.
Yeah. The thing is, if you have a home or a big open space, you can make that home look like 50 other different homes on the inside, or make that big open space pretty much function as your own studio.
But yeah, we used every inch of every space that we had access to.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you don't have access to a space, be a rebel, go guerrilla, make the whole city your backlot.
Yeah, which we did. For the third installment, Flesh and Bone, we went out on the streets with our iPhone and filmed that. And that was a cool experience because we kind of went everywhere with it. When you have a camera, specifically like in LA, people will stop you. You know, you usually need permits and stuff like that to shoot. In LA, you'll probably get stopped with a camera, but with a phone, you usually don't.
Yeah.
With the exception of a cemetery.
Right. You'll don't.
Because we tried that and they kicked us out.
Yeah, and little lesson for all of you, do not think you can just go to a cemetery and shoot willy-nilly. They will kick you out. Apparently people have loved ones there and they don't like it.
Well, also, they charge a lot of money for that.
Yeah.
But a solution to what, needed is we filmed outside of the cemetery.
Go outside the cemetery and then you're good.
And that's part of being creative, and that's why I love indie filmmaking. Just because you don't have money to make your movie doesn't mean your film can't look great. There are many ways of adding value to your film. It's all around you. You just have to be creative.
And also, be yourself, be authentic. If your work is authentic and it's a real, truly, you being yourself, it will be the most valuable thing you can add to your film. Join us next time where we talk about what to expect when you finish your feature-length indie film.
On the final installment of How to Make a Movie with Zero Budget,